Greetings and welcome to Love of the Truth. If you're returning visit, welcome back. If this is the first time, please consider subscribing, commenting, clicking on the like button, whatever would help with the algorithm as people are searching for videos. Those types of things help the video show up so that people can watch. Recently, we discussed the nature of man, which basically is discussing man's mortality and the fact that human beings die. And in order to recover from death, resurrection is what the scripture teaches is the alternative or the remedy for death. The scripture teaches that there are two kinds of resurrections, one to life and a resurrection to judgment. And today I thought we would talk about one of the other points that people who really want to complain to God bring up, and that is the hell that's described by mainstream Christianity. And within that context, generally, that is endless torture and want to look at the scriptures and see if that's actually what the Bible explains for wicked people, that once they're resurrected and judged, that they would be subjected to endless torment. One of the first texts that I want to look at is in Revelation 20. Revelation 20, verses 12 through 15. And I saw the dead, the great and the small, standing before the throne. And books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged from the things which were written in the books, according to their deeds. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and Hades gave up the dead which were in them. And they were judged, every one of them, according to their deeds. Then death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. This is the second death, the lake of fire. And if anyone's name was not found written in the book of life, he was thrown into the lake of fire. There are a number of points to discuss in this text. One is that the scriptures describe the dead as being in the sea, or in death, or in Hades or hell, which is the grave. That Jesus in John 5 discussed those in the grave hearing his voice and coming forth. So the Bible discusses the dead as being in a grave, in the sea, being dead, not being alive, and talks about them being thrown in a lake of fire. And mainstream teaching, doctrine, is that fire then burns endlessly, that there's never an end to the pain and suffering of that death. But that is not what was stated in this text. It states that they were thrown in, but it doesn't state that they're going to be in that fire forever. And in the very next chapter, in the first few verses of chapter 21, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And God himself shall be with them and be their God. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. And there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. So, in this age that's being discussed here, the new heavens and the new earth, God does away with the former things. God does away with pain and death and suffering. So this would be, as I see it, a direct conflict with the theory that that fire continues to torment people forever. The scripture states that God brings the punishing of the wicked to an end, not the punishment. That punishment is endless. That punishment lasts forever. There's another text that explains some more detail about how that final end is resolved. And that's in Malachi 4. And let's take a look at the first few verses in that chapter. For behold, the day cometh that burneth as a furnace, and all the proud and all that work wickedness shall be stubble. I see that as the same category of people as those that are not found in the book of life or that are judged as wicked. Those are synonymous. And the day that cometh shall burn them up. That sounds like complete destruction. Let's keep reading though. Saith Jehovah of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Again, that clarifies that it is complete destruction. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in its wings, and ye shall go forth and gambol as calves of the stall. And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I make, saith Jehovah of hosts. So the scriptures teach that the end of the wicked is destruction, but it is not endless torture and endless torment like mainstream teaching. So the complaint that people raise, pondering how a loving God could endlessly torment people, is based on a misconception. It is not based on Scripture. There are a tremendous amount of scriptures on this topic, and we really don't have time to take a look at those today. But if you have questions or if you have suggestions for other topics or just comments, please put those in the comment section. As I mentioned at the beginning of this, that helps the algorithm for YouTube pull up these videos so that people can find them more easily. Plus, it gives me an opportunity to find out what you're thinking and to answer questions that you may have or discuss topics that you are interested in. So again, thank you for your time, and I look forward to meeting again.